Hi, this is Alcan. Welcome back to my channel. Well, as you may know, I used to work for New York City Transit Authority subway divisions for about 33 years. And during that time, I had operated during all kinds of weathers and conditions with equipment, either good or bad. Some in great repair, some in disrepair, some lack of maintenance for whatever reason. So, yes, and tracks, similar situation. Now, the situation with Ohio, it's a very interesting subject. I don't know why the media wasn't covering it like it should. I mean, you had a major derailment with chemicals involved. Usually the media would be right on top of it, but for some reason, for days, maybe a week, they weren't interested in this subject, maybe because they're trying to cover up for Joe Biden again. But in the meanwhile, the people of East Palestine, Ohio, and the surrounding areas are getting screwed by this derailment. Now, we're not sure what was the cause, but they say it was mechanical. Now, there's this thing called precision precision scheduled railroading. It's a controversial issue. Apparently, they're trying to do more with less, like a stupid Michael Bloomberg thing. They're putting out much longer trains, less crews, and understand that less maintenance, less inspection times, and so on. So I'm not saying that the operator here did something wrong, because we have to wait for an investigation. I'm sure the FRA wants to look into the situation, but there's been a couple of derailments since then and before then involving freight cars spilling out like this. And chemical cars are very dangerous because they could carry all kinds of materials very toxic to humans. And this is where the situation veers off, because we're not focusing on Norfolk Southern itself. We're focusing on the response to the incident. This is why we're not getting the coverage or information about the chemicals that were involved. How many were they? We know there's 50 cars involved. We don't know how many chemicals were originally. Now they say it was more than they initiated. They're saying that people could come back, but there's questions about the safety, because they're finding animals dead all over the place. They've seen photos and videos of this, including fish, different animals, from chickens to foxes. So we don't know what exactly is going on. And Pete Buttigieg, of course, instead of talking about the situation in East Palestine, Ohio, he's more concerned about how many white folks are at a construction site. What? Okay, so I'm a nice guy, but he's not getting his priorities right. Anyway, so if you guys are in Ohio, you should be looking into this. Especially the guys on YouTube, you should be looking into this to see if there's something else going on besides what the EPA folks and everybody else is saying, because we're concerned that eventually this stuff gets into the groundwater, if it hadn't already, and it could turn into another low canal. For those who do not know what the heck that means, the Hooker Chemical Company a long time ago was dumping materials into an area that had become known as Low Canal. And when they were gone, people were building homes on top of this land. Unfortunately, people were starting to get sick and everything, and they found out later that the chemicals were getting into these homes. That area has been abandoned. So you could Google that up. So for more details. So hopefully this is not a situation that's going to be turning to another local now, but just in case, there should be investigations. Oh, and by the way, the representative from that state is planning to do hearings about this main investigation. We'll see what happens. By the way, disclosure, I do own a few shares of Norfolk Southern, and I'm not exactly happy about the situation there. But since I don't have 100 shares, I can't do crap with these folks. Because, you have 100 shares or more, you can put stuff down and you could run for the offices on. I think maybe that's what people in East Palestine should do. They should buy up as many shares of that railroad company as possible, get on the board, and give them hell. So this is Alcan saying so long for now. Don't forget to stop.